Apple TV Plus might not be the first place you think of when it comes to LGBTQ plus shows, but trust me, it's hiding some absolute gems. From heartwarming love stories and powerful coming-of-age dramas to shows that push representation to a whole new level, Apple TV Plus has quietly built one of the most diverse and emotional LGBTQ plus catalogs out there. So, let's dive in. In Severance, Mark Scout, Adam Scott, leads a team at Lumen Industries whose employees have undergone a severance procedure that surgically divides their memories between their work and personal lives. This daring experiment in work-life balance is called into question as Mark finds himself at the center of an unraveling mystery that will force him to confront the true nature of his work and of himself. In Season 2, Mark and his friends learn the dire consequences of trifling with the severance barrier, leading them further down a path of woe. Not only is this series a compelling mystery told with incredible style, it also features one of the sweetest late-in-life gay love stories ever. Dickinson is a half-hour comedy series that audaciously explores the constraints of society, gender, and family from the perspective of the rebellious young poet Emily Dickinson. Set in the 19th century, the series is a coming-of-age story that finds Emily to be the unexpected hero for our millennial generation. Emily Dickinson gets the queer, angsty comedy we never knew we needed for her. Just be prepared to be down bad for Haley Stenfield afterwards, if you weren't already. Shrinking follows a grieving therapist who starts to break the rules and tell his clients exactly what he thinks. Ignoring his training and ethics, he finds himself making huge, tumultuous changes to people's lives, including his own. While his show is genuinely hilarious and achingly emotional, we're really here for the Michael Urie of it all. The Buccaneers are the daughters of America's new rich, beautiful, and untamable. Despite the best efforts of England's finest governesses, they are on their way to London to snare themselves an aristocrat, low in funds but high in class, to make a perfect match. Why you need to binge it? Lesbian yearning. So much yearning. What happens when the people you trust to tell the truth prove themselves to be dishonest? The morning show follows the free fall of an early morning newscast in the wake of a scandal, and its struggle to survive in an era when news arrives in the palm of your hand. You need to binge this well for one thing, Holland Taylor. But also in Season 2, Reese Witherspoon's Bradley Jackson gets a sapphic paramour. Since her sister's disappearance, Jax, Lily Gladstone, has cared for her niece Roki by scraping by on the Seneca Cayuga Reservation in Oklahoma. Every spare minute goes into finding her missing sister while also helping Roki prepare for an upcoming powwow. At the risk of Jax losing custody to Roki's grandfather, Frank Shea Wiggum, the pair hit the road and scour the backcountry to track down Roki's mother in time for the powwow. What begins as a search gradually turns into a far deeper investigation into the complexities and contradictions of indigenous women moving through a colonized world while at the mercy of a failed justice system. Lily Gladstone is not only queer in this role, they are incredible in it. Get ready to feel all the feelings. In Loot, billionaire Molly Novak, Rudolph, has a dream life complete with private jets, a sprawling mansion, and a gig yacht. Anything her heart desires. But when her husband of 20 years betrays her, she spirals publicly, becoming fuel for tabloid fodder. She's reaching rock bottom when she learns, to her surprise, that she has a charity foundation run by the no-nonsense Sophia Salinas, pleads with Molly to stop generating bad press. With her devoted assistant Nicholas, Kim Booster, by her side, and with the help of Sophia and team, including mild-mannered accountant Arthur and her optimistic, pop-culture-loving cousin Howard, Molly embarks on a journey of self-discovery. Giving back to others might be what she needs to get back to herself. I mean, just look at the cast. You already know it's going to be camp, hilarious, and gay AF. A parody of iconic Golden Age musicals, Schmigadoon stars Strong and Key as a couple on a backpacking trip designed to reinvigorate their relationship, who discover a magical town living in a 1940s musical. They then learn that they can't leave until they find true love. I'm sorry, but again, did you see this cast? Alan Cumming, Kristen Chenoweth, Aaron Tveit, Dove Cameron, Ariana DeBose, Fred Armisen, Jamie Camille, Jane Krakowski, and Harada, and Martin Short guest star. And that's just the first season. This emotionally thrilling series reveals the shocking story of how fashion icon Christian Dior and his contemporaries, including Coco Chanel, Pierre Balmain, and Cristobal Balenciaga, navigated the horrors of World War II and launched modern fashion. Ben Mendelsohn will make your heart break with his portrayal of queer fashion designer Christian Dior. Visible, out on television, investigates the importance of TV as an intimate medium that has shaped the American conscience and how the LGBTQ movement has shaped television. Combining archival footage with interviews with key players from a movement and the screen, the documentary is narrated by Janet Mock, Margaret Cho, Asia Kate Dillon, Neil Patrick Harris, and Lena Waithe. Each hour-long episode will explore themes such as invisibility, homophobia, the evolution of the LGBTQ character, and coming out in the television industry. Why you need to binge it? Because our history is powerful. Acapulco tells the story of 20-something Maximo Gallardo, Enrique Arisen, whose dream comes true when he gets the job of a lifetime as a cabana boy at the hottest resort in Acapulco. He soon realizes the job is far more complicated than he ever imagined, and in order to succeed, he must learn to navigate a demanding clientele, a mercurial mentor, and a complicated home life, without losing his way to shortcuts or temptations. The series, which is told in both Spanish and English, takes place in 1984, with Derbez narrating and playing the present-day version of the main character, Maximo Gallardo. Because there are never enough sweet coming-of-age lesbian love stories in the world. Never enough. Set in the idyllic but fragile beach paradise of sunny 1980s San Diego, Physical is a half-hour dark comedy following Sheila Rubin, Rose Byrne, a quietly tortured, seemingly dutiful housewife supporting her smart but controversial husband's bid for state assembly. But behind closed doors, Sheila has her own darkly funny take on life she rarely lets the world see. She's also battling a complex set of personal demons relating to her self-image. That is until she finds release through the unlikeliest source, the world of aerobics. Season 2 found Byrne having successfully launched her first fitness video, only to encounter some new and bigger obstacles on her path. She is torn between loyalty to her husband, Rory Scovel, and the values he represents, and a dangerous attraction to someone else. And since she's no longer the only game in town, she finds herself having to outrun some fierce new competitors on the road to building a full-fledged fitness empire. From Academy Award winners Chris Miller and Phil Lord, each episode of the Afterparty explores a different character's account of one fateful evening, all told through the lens of popular film genres and unique visuals to match the storyteller's perspective. In Season 2, a wedding is ruined when a groom is murdered and every guest is a suspect. Detective Danner, Haddish, returns to help Anik, Richardson, and Zoe, Chow, solve whodunit by questioning family members, star-crossed lovers, and business partners, and hearing each suspect's retelling of the weekend, each with their own unique perspective and visual style. While Season 1 is a blast, Season 2 is where it gets super gay with a queer romance at its center featuring the always delightful Poppy Lou. Land of Women is a dramedy starring Eva Longoria as Gala, a well-to-do New Yorker who has her life turned upside down when her husband fails to repay a debt to the wrong people. With dangerous criminals searching for her family and now vanished husband, Gala is forced to leave the city with her aging mother Julia, Carmen Mora, and teenage daughter Kate, Victoria Bajua, to her mother's hometown in northern Spain, a place that Julia fled 50 years ago to start life anew and hope their identities remain hidden. But gossip in the charming wine town quickly spreads, unraveling their deepest family secrets and truths. The trans inclusion and storyline in this show are a breath of fresh air. Mythic Quest. Raven's Banquet follows a team of video game developers as they navigate the challenges of running a popular video game. Season 2 introduces a sapphic love story, and honestly, we just feel seen by these queer gamer, or make that game air, girls. Sunny stars Rashida Jones as Susie, an American woman living in Kyoto, Japan, whose life is upended when her husband and son disappear in a mysterious plane crash. As consolation, she's given Sunny one of a new class of domestic robots made by her husband's electronics company. Though at first, Susie resents Sunny's attempts to fill the void in her life. Gradually, they develop an unexpected friendship. Together, they uncover the dark truth of what really happened to Susie's family and become dangerously enmeshed in a world Susie never knew existed. So you can crush hard on Sunny's lesbian bestie / sidekick Mixie, Annie the Clumsy, right along with us. Told through the lives of NASA astronauts, engineers, and their families, For All Mankind presents an aspirational world where NASA and the space program remain a priority and a focal point of our hopes and dreams. Why you need to binge it? Because lesbians in space and STEM. Bad Sister Season 2 returns to follow the lives of the Garvey sisters, played by Sharon Horgan as Eva, Amory Duff as Grace, Eva Berthissel as Ursula, Sarah Green as Bibi, and Eve Hewson as Becca. 2 years after the accidental death of Grace's abusive husband, the close-knit Garvey sisters may have moved on, but when past truths resurface, the ladies are thrust back into the spotlight. Suspicions are at an all-time high. Lies are told, secrets revealed, and the sisters are forced to work out who they can trust. If you like your humor dark and hilarious, this is the one for you. Plus, one of those bad sisters is, you guessed it, a big OL Leslie. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to check out my other videos, TV shows with bisexual male characters, Part 1 and Part 2. You'll find them right here on screen and in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because every story of love and pride deserves to be seen. Until next time, keep watching with pride and keep the stories alive.